afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's video. This week, my wife and I are traveling to none other than Parris Island, South Carolina. We're going there to pick up our youngest son, who will be graduating a United States Marine. During this video, we are going to show you some of our travels. I'm also going to talk about some of the different ways you can get there, some of the best ways to prepare yourself for it ahead of time, and then, of course, once we get to the depot, to see the ceremony and to actually see him graduate. So stay tuned. We hope you enjoy the video. We'll see you there. Well, at this point, as you can see, my wife and I are well underway. A little bit of snow coming down now, a little bit of rain, go figure. We are located in Mississippi, traveling to South Carolina, of course. So weather doesn't always cooperate, of course, it being in the almost middle of December. No big surprise there. So now talking about the transportation piece of trips like this. Of course, you could be coming from anywhere in the country. Whenever we're going to go somewhere, my wife and I, we always like to take the camper any chance that we get. Obviously, you can't see what I'm towing behind me, but fortunately for us, there's a campground aboard the Recruit Depot, which gives us that opportunity. So anytime we go somewhere, we'll hook the camper up to the truck and we take it with us. Some of you, obviously, you may just choose to drive your own vehicle there. Now, if you do drive your own vehicle there, keeping in mind, this is an active military installation. You'll want to make sure that your vehicle's in good working order. You want to make sure your tags, registration, insurance, all that stuff is up to date. Whenever you get to the entrance of Parris Island, it is an armed base, meaning there will be guards there at the front gate. They'll stop you, they'll ask for your identification. In most cases, probably all you will need is your government ID card, meaning a driver's license of sorts, not necessarily a military ID, something that's government issued, so they can prove that you are who you are. It'd be sad for you to get all that way and not be able to get aboard the installation due to something like a ID card that you don't have, or proper identification, or something wrong with your vehicle. So make sure you have that pretty planned out ahead of time. If you decide to fly, there are two airports relatively close by. You've got one in Savannah, Georgia, and one in Charleston, South Carolina. Obviously, from there, you would probably get a rental car. In most cases, if you get a rental car, it shouldn't be any problem. That vehicle should be have everything it needs to have on it, and everything's up to date. So no big deals there. So just make sure you got yourself covered. Now let's talk about hotels for a second. I would assume that's where most people are going to be staying that are traveling in town, or traveling from out of town for that matter. You got to keep in mind, you are going there to see your son or daughter graduate to become a Marine. There are hundreds of other families that are doing the exact same thing. So yes, there are plenty of hotels in the area, some better than others. You want to make sure you get your reservations in plenty of time, just like you would for an airline. The sooner you get them, the better your options are of having a good hotel, and the better your options are of having one as close by as is possible. So do your research, do your homework to make sure that you get that taken care of. The last thing you want to be is on the back end of this and trying to find a place to stay at. So there's some beautiful places in that area to be seen, so make sure you go ahead and get your travel arrangements taken care of. So we do hope you've enjoyed the trip up to this point. We are in the Cracker Barrel parking lot, because what is a road trip without stopping by for some chow? So we're going to go inside, we're going to get some food, and then we're going to hit the road again. Again, enjoy the trip, and we'll see you down the road. Well, good evening, everyone. The sun has fallen. It is time to park for the night. We are here at Cabela's, as you can see over my shoulder. Big box sporting goods stores like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop, they allow RVers to stop and stay overnight in their parking lot. We just happen to be here at one in Acworth, Georgia. It's just north of Atlanta. And we've stayed at this one a couple times, so we know it's prime for the picking. They allow us to stay here with no problem. We just keep our truck hooked up to the RV. So it's time to bed down for the night, get some rest, and we'll pick this back up first thing tomorrow morning. Again, thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for our trip out of here tomorrow as we head in to Parris Island, South Carolina. We'll see you there. Well, good morning, everyone. It is morning. The sun is officially up. We have departed Cabela's in Acworth, Georgia, went south and went right through Atlanta. If you've ever traveled through Atlanta before, you know that it's always busy. And of course, we made it there right in the middle of morning commute traffic, so I didn't want to be recording in the middle of all that mess. We're on Interstate 75 going southbound. It'll take us over into Savannah, and then we'll jump up into Parris Island, Beaufort area. about to enter the holy grail of military bases, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. If you have a son or daughter that's soon to graduate, this will be a quite momentous occasion for you. You want to make sure you have everything ready before you get to the front gate. So hopefully you're not fumbling with everything. Got my trusty ID card ready.
So how do you get on base for Family Day? You don't have an ID.
It's not required. You just have to have certain information for them because they know people are coming on to see their kids graduate.
You ever go to Master?
Well, yes, it was the seamless transition that I hoped it would be. When you get on here, the first thing you're going to come to is a traffic circle, so make sure you know where you're going. With us going to a campground, we're going to the deepest, darkest parts of the depot. Fortunately for us, we know our way around. I'm certain you can find maps online to get where you need to go. Well, a successful entry onto the depot. We'll get to the campground, we'll get set up. Hopefully can show you around some of the locations in which your new Marine went through some of their training. So stay tuned. We'll see you there.
Now I'm searching for something new. My heart is burning for someone like you. I'm not gonna be the last one. I'm not gonna lose control. You just seem to be the right one, and I can't deal with this no more. Julia, my Julia. Nothing more to say, can give you up. Now I'm searching for something new. My heart is burning for something.
Okay, it is Thursday morning. It is the day of the family day. As you can see, the child next to me is shivering. See, here's the other one. We have the boy that we're coming to pick up. We have his sisters here. Mom's on the other side of the camera. It's about what time? 6:30? About 6:20, and there's a parking structure behind me. As you can see, cars are all over the place, so they get here quite early. There's a road in front of me, which we'll get some footage of here in a little while whenever they actually start running. We're here for what's called Family Day and a MOTO Run, which stands for Motivational Run. Of course, as cold as it is, I'm not really sure what's so motivational about it. But they're going to, all 6 platoons are going to line up along the main roadway here at Parris Island, which is called Boulevard de France. And they're going to get all lined up. All the moms and dads are going to ooh and ah and scream and all that good stuff. And then the kids are going to, well, I should say the Marines are going to run down the road. Mom and dad are going to hold up their signs. And this is one of the many events that the families come here for. Again, today is Thursday. Tomorrow will be Friday when they actually graduate. So it's kind of like a 2-day event. And the depot here is really kind of set up for it. It's almost like coming to the zoo. So we're going to go over here next to the roadway. Stay tuned for whenever they actually line up, and we'll have them on film doing their thing. And then once the actual run is over with, the kids are going to be, well, I should say the Marines again, are going to be able to get with the families and go hang out for the day and go visit around some places. So say hi, say bye,
Bye.
And we'll chat with y'all on the other side.
Come here, close my eyes.
Here they are.
Well, the motivational run is over. You can see they got a couple of passes. They'll go down the main boulevard, which is called Boulevard de France. They'll run back up. Moms and dads go to the bleachers, and they have some information to pass. And immediately following the run, a little bit later on in the morning, they will have the ceremony, the Family Day ceremony in the all-weather training facility. Of course, a lot of that depends on when you get here as far as what time of the year. If you come here in the middle of the summertime, I have no doubt it will probably be outside. They'll do the ceremony. The little freezing people are now getting inside the vehicle.
It's cold.
So if you come here during the summertime, all these events will probably be outside. If you come here during the colder months, they'll try to keep all these events as inside as much as possible. But again, so on this Thursday morning, you're going to have the motivational run, and then you're going to have the actual Family Day ceremony, where your new Marine will be allowed to have some liberty. Basically, that's just time off during the day to hang out with you. And there'll be some rules and regulations that you have to follow for that. But nonetheless, that's what the Thursday consists of. So here shortly, we're going to watch the ceremony inside the all-weather training facility. And then after that, we'll have our new Marine in our possession for a few hours to enjoy some time with him. And then we will basically go back to wherever it is we have to stay at. If it's a hotel, you go there. In our case, again, the RV park or wherever else. And then we come back here Friday morning for the actual graduation, which will probably be, again, held in the all-weather training facility. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you there. Okay, we are here inside of the all-weather training facility. Fortunately, this is a climate-controlled building. Anytime that they have a graduation or a ceremony or something like this for Family Day, which is what we're here for, this building is what they utilize. Obviously, it's very comfortable in here right now. In the summertime, obviously air-conditioned. In the wintertime, obviously it's heated. Plenty of seats. And if you do come, make sure you get here early. They will tell you what times they open up this building, but nonetheless, people are still always outside waiting. And as you can see downstairs, where all the new Marines are going to be standing at.
Sit up straight and look at me. My name is. We have earned our places, Marines, and will accept nothing less than that from you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our Commanding General, Brigadier General Glenn, welcome to Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina, and to our Marine Corps family. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2nd Recruit Training Battalion Sergeant Major Schlaub.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General, Brigadier General Glenn, welcome to the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, and today's Family Day event. Shortly, you'll be able to meet your new Marine. And just so you can see, the mystique of Parris Island is really about the hard work performed on the broad shoulders of the dedicated drill instructor. From here, we will go on to win battles and return quality citizens back to society. Ladies and gentlemen, now is that time that you've all been waiting for. Please help me in welcoming our Corps' newest Marines, the Marines of Company G and Company O.
Ladies and gentlemen, the First Sergeant of Company G, First Sergeant Cron. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove all hats for the March On of the Colors and remain standing as you are encouraged to participate in the singing of our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. The senior drill instructors will now dismiss their platoons. Please have a safe and enjoyable family day with your new Marine aboard the Recruit Depot.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Family Day ceremony. A little bit ceremonial, but fortunately it's short, kind of the way you'll want it. You get in there, they introduce everybody, and then they dismiss the new Marines for liberty. And that's really pretty much the down and dirty of it. And they will pass some rules to you, let you know what your new Marine can and can't do. They can't drive, they can't consume alcohol, they can't use tobacco products. A lot of the things that they haven't been doing since they've been here, they can continue to not do. Now, of course, once they leave the depot on the Friday after graduation, they can kind of be human beings again, so to speak. But other than that, you know, you can tour the depot, go to some of the places where your recruit will show you, or your Marine will show you, you know, museums and the squad bay, the grocery store, commissary as we call it in the military, or the retail store, or the Marine Corps Exchange. Again, something that we use terminology in the Marine Corps for. So, you know, they can take you around to places like that, food court. You know, your son or daughter will be able to use their cell phone again. They will be in the uniform of the day for the duration of the day whenever you pick them up. In most cases, they'll be in what the Marine Corps calls the camouflage utilities. So, you know, you can't take them off base, you know, so they'll have to stay in that uniform for the remainder of the day. And then you'll just basically take them back and drop them off at their squad bay. They're going to have a whole lot of stories to talk to you about. So they're going to be very talkative, maybe more so than what they usually are. They're going to tell you about some of the friends they made. Give them that opportunity. Just let them talk to you and tell you how their time here aboard the depot was. It's pretty interesting to just let them kind of get that out. So again, that's pretty much what all happens today. Once we get done with our new Marine, we'll take him back to the squad bay. He'll stay there overnight, and then tomorrow morning we will have the actual graduation ceremony itself. So stay tuned for that last and final event, as we are soon to wrap up this video. If you have stuck with us this far, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to view it, and hopefully it gives you some information if you've got a son or a daughter coming down here, or if you have a son going to Recruit Depot in San Diego. So again, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, leave them down in the comments section below, and hopefully this will give you some idea of what it's like whenever you come pick up your Marine, if you have one coming to this depot. So stick around, and we'll see you tomorrow on Friday for the final event.
Yeah, down. I can't relate. Sewn off in the clouds. I got that cake down off of her.
All right, we are over here at a restaurant aboard the depot. It's kind of back in the deep dark corners. It's called Traditions. It's like a buffet style restaurant, especially on a day like today. A little 5 or 6 second viewing I gave you of it just a second ago was basically showing you what it's like. It's just like a big open restaurant is all. A couple of different sections to it. This is where a lot of the new Marines will bring their families over to. On today in particular, it's a buffet style restaurant. I'm not really sure how much background noise you can hear on this. There's a lot of other locations the new Marines can go. They got a Subway on base, I think some kind of pizza place. You got a bowling alley, movie theater. The entertainment industry aboard the depot here, you know, they got a few places the new Marines can go with the families. So whenever you get here, make sure you have some type of map with you, some type of little information guide. You can also find it online. If I don't forget, I'll probably put some of this information down in the description below to give you a better idea of what you're looking for. But again, with the World Wide Web being as easy as it is to navigate, you probably can find it yourself. So when you get on there, kind of look around. Have fun on the depot, go around, enjoy the sights. Just know there are some places that your new Marine can't take you, but again, that kind of goes with the rules and regulations and policies they have set up for it. So make sure you know that. Don't want to get in trouble your first day here. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to graduation day. It is December 13th, the day that my youngest son graduates from Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. This is the main reason why we came here. This place fills up quick. Again, there's a lot of shots you'll be able to see over my shoulder, and you can see this one as well. The people that are filling up in their stands identical to this, pretty much to my left and right when it comes to going down this building. We're in the all-weather training facility. A little bit cool here this morning, but really not too bad. We're nice and cozy in here, of course. So the graduation will probably kick off in a couple of hours. They, of course, want to let all these probably thousands of people in as early as they can. But again, this is the reason why we came here, to see his graduation. So tune in. Hope you enjoy it. Up to this point, everything has been leading up to this. So we'll see you at the completion. Enjoy the ceremony. Hoorah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Troops, Captain Miller. The staff for today's ceremony is comprised of officers and drill instructors from the 2nd and 4th Recruit Training Battalions. The adjutant for today's ceremony is Captain Rukowski. The adjutant now presents the commands of the commander of troops, indicating that the review is formed. Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer of the 4th Recruit Training Battalion, LtCol Robyn Mestemacher.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our Commanding General, Brigadier General Glenn, I'd like to welcome you to Marine Corps Recruit Depot Parris Island and the graduation ceremony for Golf Company and Oscar Company. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to our parade reviewing official, Major General Kroll, who currently serves as the Senior Military Advisor for Cyber Policy to the Secretary of Defense. General, it is an honor and a privilege to have you here with us today. Welcome aboard, sir. 3 months ago, these young men and women set foot on our historic yellow footprints, and they have been challenged mentally, morally, and physically every day since. More importantly, they've had to demonstrate our core values of honor, courage, and commitment in their actions every day in order to earn the title United States Marine. But they did not get here alone. There were 3 groups of individuals who helped them along the way. First was family and friends. You built the foundation. The development of their character began with you. In addition to character, encouragement from family and friends, and their desire to make you proud greatly assisted them in completing the requirements of recruit training. Your continued support will be vital to their continued success as Marines. These young men and women were also assisted by their recruiters. It was a recruiter who first saw in them their potential and offered them the challenge of becoming a United States Marine. In order to find these young men and women in formation, our recruiters worked long hours in your hometowns across America, for we recruit only the best, only the most fully qualified. Because in the Marine Corps, it is not just a bumper sticker. We do not accept applications, only commitments. Finally, these young men and women were not just assisted, but they were transformed by their drill instructors. This legendary group of professionals dedicates themselves to our mission of making Marines. Strong, passionate, and disciplined, they set the example every day while instilling our core values. The impact of their drill instructors will be etched in the memories of these new Marines for the rest of their lives. So ladies and gentlemen, if you'll please join me in a round of applause for our drill instructors. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to address our new Marines. Good morning, Marines. You completed your crucible, and you arrived back to the parade deck, and you received our Corps' most cherished emblem, the eagle, globe, and anchor, thus beginning your journey as Marines. Congratulations on your accomplishment of completing recruit training. Know that today is about you and what you have accomplished here. However, tomorrow, it is no longer about you. It is about the people in these stands and the nation that we serve. It is about the Marine to your left and to your right. It is about Marines you haven't even met yet. And most importantly, it is about our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. Remember this, and you will do well. On behalf of all the Marines aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot Parris Island, I wish you congratulations, fair winds and following seas. Semper Fidelis. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our Corps' newest Marines, the Marines of both Company and Oscar Company.
Officer, Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. The platoon guidons that are about to be retired have been the identification flags of each platoon throughout recruit training. To each, the guidon is a symbol of spirit, dedication, teamwork, and unit identity. The most grizzly fit Marine of Company G is PFC Sasipapi of Platoon 2097. PFC Sasipapi scored 600 points out of 600 possible points. The most physically fit Marine of Company O is PFC Aguilar of Platoon 4048. PFC Aguilar scored 600 points out of 600 possible points. The honor graduate for Platoon 2096 is PFC Wooten. PFC Wooten is from King, North Carolina, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant McDuffie. The honor graduate for Platoon 2097 is PFC Law. PFC Law is from Verona, Ohio, and was recruited by Sergeant Anderson. The honor graduate for Platoon 2098 is PFC Jackson. PFC Jackson is from Bronx, New York, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant West. The company honor graduate for Company G is PFC Guyon of Platoon 2100. PFC Guyon is from New Hartford, Connecticut, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Soto. The honor graduate for Platoon 2101 is PFC Sugars. PFC Sugars is from Montague, Michigan, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Andrus. The honor graduate for Platoon 2102 is PFC Dishon. PFC Dishon is from Centerville, Virginia, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Baker. The honor graduate for Platoon 4048 is PFC Reynolds. PFC Reynolds is from Ocala, Florida, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Minshew. The company honor graduate for Company O is PFC Luna Cancel of Platoon 4049. PFC Luna Cancel is from Abuelito, Puerto Rico, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Padilla. Marching on to the parade ground is the Combat Marksmanship Instructors of Platoon 2096 and Platoon 4048. The high shooter of Company G with a score of 336 out of 350 possible points is Private Akers. The high shooter of Company O with a score of 332 out of 350 possible points is PFC Butler. Presenting the awards today are the Combat Marksmanship Instructors, who are responsible for instilling the knowledge and the proficiency of the company high shooters. They are Sergeant Beaver and Sergeant Copeland. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished graduates of Company G and Company O. First Sergeant Crom, and First Sergeant Jones. The senior drill instructors will now dismiss their platoons. This is the last and probably the most welcome order the new Marines receive from their senior drill instructors.
Alrighty, we have done what we came here for, to see him graduate. All the way from the trip, all the way to the family day, to the graduation. We definitely hope that you enjoyed everything you saw here. This is pretty much start to finish of what most families will do for a Marine Corps Recruit Depot Parris Island graduation. Enjoy. If you have questions or comments, again, leave them in the sections below. I hope you enjoyed it.